Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. I got a Golden Bachelorette story. I'm sorry. If you told me this would be the type of tea and content we'd be getting with the Golden Bachelorette series, I would have said start this 10 years ago. This is insane. We've got all, and by the way, I'm all about inclusivity when it comes to ridiculousness. There is something about the TikTok app that breaks people's brains. So now we have the lady who called out Guy right here. This lady on the right who called out Guy. I know that's not Guy, that's Chuck. All right, got the photos wrong. But the lady who called out Guy for giving her the lick, as Bruce put it, now is sharing the receipts. And to be quite honest, she's telling on herself. I can't believe this content exists in the world we live in, especially with all of the crazy things happening out there in the life. This is almost like the Titanic is going down, that being our government. And look, whatever you think politically, it's a weird time to be alive. Can we all agree on that? This is like the Titanic going down. And rather than playing the violin, this is just a lady sharing weird TikTok videos. So anyway, she's got the right to do it. We've got the right and fair use to share what she said. So a few days ago, we made a video called Lady Calls Out Runner-Up Guy. He gave me the lick. Now, of course, credit to Bruce for saying that line, all puns intended. So here's what she had said, hey, look, she's in her spirit, but now she's sharing the receipts. Here's what she initially had to say about the lick heard around the world.
I dated the second runner-up on the Golden Bachelorette. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So actually, she dated the first runner-up. Second runner-up would have been Pascal. She dated the second place person, the silver medalist, but not the second runner-up. So either way, she talks about going out to dinner, going out to the movies to see Elvis, and then this guy just licks her fingers.
Right. So basically, ladies, he's now in my house.
That was afterwards. So here's the part where he licks her fingers. He proceeds to licking her fingers.
They begin. I'm eating my popcorn, and all of a sudden, he takes my hands and he proceeds to start licking my fingers.
Ugh. She does it.
And I'm thinking.
So anyway, by the way, that's gross in and of itself. Yes, absolutely. Case closed, that's gross. But when the DMs come out, then it gets more interesting. So she then goes on to say, and I already shared this part. She says, but then he asked to use my bathroom, and then he asked to see my boobs. Look, no defending that. Weird, okay? I mean, polite to ask, sure, but also you're in her house, so that's creepy. Creepy, right? But that's according to her side of the story, which normally you would say, like, why aren't you going to believe this woman? It's not that I'm not believing her. It's not that I'm calling her delusional. But the way she framed the random licking of her fingers was quite bizarre. But what she shares in the new video is that he asked her if he could lick her fingers. Again, bizarre, yes. But people in the comment section are saying, hey, you kind of... Someone says in the comment section, in all honesty, your emoticon response translate into a playful yes. And that got, of course, 500 people liking it. So anyway, here's the update to the finger-licking story.
You guys are interested in the first runner-up on the Golden Bachelorette. People have asked me for proof. Did this really happen? So I want to clear any doubts. So this is the first text that he ever texted me.
All right, it's GGG. I don't know what his middle name is. Guy Gilbert Ganzert. Hello, Guy. Thanks for reaching out. I hope your morning is going smoothly. How's your day going? So she asks how his morning and his day is going. And I wonder if she's going to ask about his afternoon, too. Very nice. That's the first text.
So in the second text, we are chatting about what I wanted to go see.
So she says, contemplating on going to the Elvis movie. And again, this would have been summer 2022. But I think I'm a bit lazy today. He says, don't go. I want to see it. And she says, thank you very much. She says, okay, I'll wait and we can see it together. And he says, are you asking me out?
He wanted to come see it with me. So, great. Second date. So it's clear now.
She says, LOL, I am. Will you go to the movies with me? He says, can I get Raisinets? And by the way, I'm not a big raisin guy. The only way I would eat raisin oatmeal cookies is because of the sugar. That'd be like a cocaine addict eating raisins because they come with cocaine, right? It's like you're there for the sugar, not the raisins. I digress. You're there for the raisinets, not the or the chocolate, not the raisinets. No one's ever been like, can I get more raisins in this bread? Nobody's ever been that way. And look, my wife likes raisin oatmeal cookies. And it's like, how did I marry her? You know, these are the types of things you don't find out until after you've proposed and put the deposit on the wedding venue.
We're setting up the date. We start talking about snacks. He wants Raisinets. I like my popcorn with butter.
And by the way, this is the most normal thing of the whole video is that she likes popcorn with butter. That's quite literally the best thing you could eat at the movies. I've been told, I haven't tried this for myself because I'm a recovering sugar addict here. But I've been told if you get a buttery popcorn, hold on, folks, I don't want to lose you, and dump a box of Reese's Pieces into the popcorn, I'm told that's amazing. And you got to tell me, there's nothing worse than when you get to the end of the popcorn and there's only kernels. Imagine getting to the end of the popcorn and there's buttery Raisinets, because the only thing better than chocolate is when you put peanut butter in it. Peanut butter is one of those rare ingredients that elevates the chocolate. You know what I mean? Same thing with coconuts and also almonds. So you give me, heck, I think I just invented something new. How about buttery popcorn with mounds, or dark chocolate mounds, even better.
Then he sends me this, asking if he can lick my fingers.
Okay, so he says, only if I can lick your fingers. And then she responds, and this is important. He said, only if I can lick your fingers. And she responds with a popcorn, eye thing, chef's kiss, and like whatever that is, drowning emoji, I don't know. And then he said, oh, behave, like he was Austin Powers. How 90s of him. Hey, look, he hasn't been in the dating world in a while. He shows up in a little ruffled, Austin Powers shirt. And she says, hee, I'll try my best. And then he said, I got sunburned. I don't know what that has to do. So either way, I mean, look, as far as if this is the court of public opinion, he asked if he could lick her fingers, which is weird. And she said, yeah, or she said popcorn. You know what I mean? If she said no, I think that's ew, gross. Then if he licked it, it'd be a different story. Okay, look, I'm not a guy apologist. I just think that the more she shares, the more people are like, well, yeah, it was a little weird, but you didn't really quite strike down the old liquor.
I was not expecting that.
She said, I was not expecting that. But isn't that the beauty of text? When you get a text you don't expect, you can just pause for a minute, screen grab it, send it to your girlfriends, and be like, what do I say here? You know what I mean? Crowdsource
So
that.
at the theater, I didn't actually physically think he was going to lick my fingers, but he did.
And by the way, that's fair. I know I'm cutting this off line by line. That's fair that she didn't think he was going to actually do it. I just think in the initial video, she should have said, hey, he warned me he was going to lick my fingers, and then he did. Turns out this guy wasn't messing around.
It caught me off guard.
True.
I was in a state of complete shock.
I'm sure.
Looking back, you guys have asked, why didn't you take an Uber? Why didn't you leave? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was frozen. I was so shocked that someone would actually do that. And my boundaries back then were not as clear as they are now.
And by the way, she talks about back then. Look, again, it's no diss on her. I love this lady. Okay, this is all. I'm only making this video because I'm going to follow her right now. I want to know more about her. I think she's possibly a time traveler. I don't know where she's from. She's insanely interesting. And she says, back then, I didn't have boundaries. And I'm just thinking, you're probably 55. So back when I was 53, I had no, look, and maybe she was in a long-term relationship. Everything I'm saying is in jest. I'm not making fun of her. I'm poking at best. I'm not licking. I'll tell you that much. No licking here.
Should have saw the first red flag. And it's important, ladies, to know your boundaries. I've grown since then, and I wanted to be...
I've grown since 2022.
really open about this, because this is my story. This is my truth, no matter what anyone thinks. It is what it is.
Oh, no. She literally did the trifecta. This is my story. This is my truth. It is what it is. I mean, short of her dumping out all of her crystals, this is the most white woman. My story, my truth. It is what it is. I love her. Can I please adopt her as my aunt? I need a new aunt in my life. No offense to my aunts out there. They're a little zany on Facebook. I need a new aunt. My story, my truth. It is what it is. Can we get a shirt or a motivational poster? How about this? We need a motivational poster of this woman with my story, my truth. It is what it is. And then just her. Oh, I absolutely love it. Good for her. Live your life. This is a crazy world. TikTok, it's wild. TikTok used to be for 13-year-olds. Now it's for people exposing their late Gen X dating partners. Oh, what a time to be alive. We've all responded to situations in our past that we wish we would have handled differently, but we grow and learn. It's a positive thing that you can look back and now see how toxic he was. I'm about your age, and I totally get your response. I'm glad you said something before they picked him to be the next Golden Bachelor, like Gary. Someone said, how long ago was this? 2022. Here for the tea, but honestly, the emoji response would have made me think you wanted me to do that too. Glad you shared this because he's less creepy to me now. Wow, listen, less creepy. And she says, I didn't know how to respond. Laughing it off and deflecting was the best I knew how to do back then. Now I'd completely, look, she's not wrong in her response. I'm the same way when it comes to like being not confrontational at all. And yet I probably wouldn't sort of trash him or afterwards. You know what I mean? Kaylee said, I think the emoticons and you saying, I'll try my best literally gave the flirty sex impression because he even said, ooh, behave. And you said, I'll try. Like that was sexual. I think you know that. Someone said the blaming in these comments is ridiculous. One would not think, regardless of his text, that a person would actually grab my hand that I'm eating. Okay, anyway, so I can't scroll. Oh, there it is. That I'm eating with and suck on my mother effing fingers. So sorry that happened. No, look, again, it's weird, but it's for sure, at the very least, let's all agree, it's for sure different seeing his text versus just being like, give me the digits and going straight into the mouth. What the hell do I know? Either way, Mama Bear advice. Go give her a follow. This is a pro Mama Bear advice channel, but it's also, I guess, like I'm wishing for Guy to find his happiness too. Hey, maybe he'll be the next Golden Bachelor, and they can do a group date where they get out one of those giant popcorn machines and just have them start going to Licktown. Liechtenstein. Okay, that's it for me. Let me know what you think. We'll be back with more content right after this.